a duel. A sword through the heart. She sat on the close stool, hugging herself and rocking. Dickon! Her Dickon! Her husband! Her friend! "Milady," Jane called. "Come on out now. Your lady mother awaits. Go away. Your mother. Send her away. Oh, milady, do please come out. You can't—" The screen was pulled aside. "Georgia, stop this." Her mother grabbed her arm and dragged her into the room. "Dress!" Jane took over more gently. There, milady. Let's have your nightgown off. I've your ivory lustring." Georgia twitched free. "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! You're both wrong. You have to be wrong." She escaped clutching hands and ran back through her bedchamber and into her husband's. "Dickon! Dickon! Where are you? You won't believe what they say." The bed was disordered. See? He'd just risen. She ran toward his dressing room. "Dickon!" His valet appeared in the doorway, a shirt over his arm. "He's in there." Georgia stepped forward, but tears ran down Pritchard's pale cheeks, and he shook his head. She mirrored him, shaking her head. "It isn't true." "It is, milady. His lordship's gone. I'm taking down a fresh shirt. The other one—" Georgia kept shaking her head, but the truth was battering its way in. Her husband, her friend, her Dickon, was dead. No! She staggered over to clutch one carved bedpost, to stare at his bed, at the dip in the pillow made by his sleeping head, willing him back. But he'd never be back. She flung herself on the bed, weeping. "Leave her for a moment," the Countess of Hernscroft said, grasping the maid's arm but looking at her daughter. Such a radiant beauty, the Countess thought. Such a blithe spirit. And now this tragedy when she was not yet 20. Perhaps it had been a mistake to promote a marriage between Georgia and Maybury when the girl was but 16. But she'd been mature beyond her years and already driving men mad. It had seemed simpler to settle her early to a good-natured neighbour only 3 years older. Georgia had been delighted to wed the new Earl of Maybury, whom she knew well. She'd been cock-a-hoop to leave the schoolroom and become mistress of her own properties ahead of her older sister. Maybury had never been able to manage her, however. They should have foreseen that and tied her to someone older. "Shall I get a sleeping draught for her, your ladyship?" whispered the maid. "Prepare it. But first she must come down to see the body." "Oh, your ladyship, is that necessary?" "Yes." "Very well, your ladyship," the maid said, and left. Lady Hernscroft grimaced at the thought of the storm clouds gathering, but then she heard someone else enter the room and turned. Thank God! One of her sons, the Honourable Peregrine Perriam, had arrived, slender, elegant, and despite the early hour, perfectly dressed for the occasion in dark grey. Perry was distressingly dilettante, but he was a master at court and town protocol. "You must handle matters in society," she said quietly to him, "and control what is said. Unpleasant suppositions are already stirring." Poor girl. Perry was fond of his sisters, if perhaps less so of his brothers. "Is it true, do you think?" she murmured. "Georgie and Vance. He's not the type for fashion and boudoirs. Maybury invited him to manly affairs for his sporting abilities, but I doubt Georgie saw much of him." "Logic won't carry weight when she's indulged in so many follies, some of them with men. You should have steered her to a better path." "She had a husband," he pointed out, "who was not up to the task. What details have you gleaned?" "At this hour, very little. I spoke with the men below. According to Kellu, his second, it happened last night at a tavern. There'd been a race, and they were in their cups when Vance sneered at Maybury's driving skills. Maybury threw his wine in Vance's face, and the duel was on. Dickon Maybury was a dolt of a driver, but I'd have said he was too easy-natured to go to swords over it." "Quite," Lady Hernscroft said, "which is dung that will enable this weed to grow. Trivialities are often used to protect a lady's name in a duel, and what lady could be the cause here but Maybury's flighty wife? The cats who envy Georgia's beauty and charm."